And welcome back, everybody. This is Movies and Beyond. My name is Callum. That thing's name is Kyle. Kyle, how are we doing today?
Very good.
Good.
Pretty good.
I'm glad you're doing pretty good.
Yeah. Me too.
I appreciate you being alive.
That was so sarcastic.
What? No, it wasn't. That's the truth. So, yeah, done all fun with your day?
Just work.
Just work?
Mm-hmm.
Anything fun happen at work?
No.
No?
Never does.
Well, we had a crazy guy come in the other day. That was pretty fun. But, yeah. Anyway, should we get into our first topic? Wesley Snipes is having a fun jab at Marvel. He's not ripping. It's not too serious. He's having a fun little jab at Marvel for Blade taking so long to get made. I'll read out what he said now. This is on X or Twitter or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Blade. Lordy, lordy, lordy. Folks still looking for the secret sauce. Riding snowmobiles in traffic, kind of rough. Daywalkers make it look easy, don't they? And do you know what? I don't blame him. You know, we missed the news last week that Blade has lost yet another director. I'm 100% with Wesley Snipes on this one. There's only one person I want to see now direct Blade. Now, what are your thoughts on this, sir?
It just needs to fucking hurry up and get out. Do you know what I mean? Like, they keep losing people tied to this project, left, right, and centre. It's like, I don't get it. It's like a curse. And
how hard can a Blade film be to make?
Yeah. The scary thing is, though, it's like, what if the film, what if the film kind of sucks when we get it? I mean, I don't think that's the case.
Vampire.
But oh yeah, good catch. I didn't even
I could have said your mum and it would have fit just as well.
Anyways, yeah, I'm just thinking, is this film even going to come out now? So,
now look, there's one director I want to be attached to this now, if there is going to be anyone attached to it, and it's someone who wants to do it. Chad Stahelski of John Wick fame. He said he wants to have a crack at Blade. I think if they just give this man Blade and just say, look, let's not tie it to anything now. Let's just go out there and make a fun Blade film. Let's not worry about the MCU. Let's just do a standalone Blade movie. Chad Stahelski's your man. I really think he could do an amazing job of it. And if not, I'm really at the point now where I think Marvel should just hold up the white flag and just go, we tried. We apologise to Mahershala Ali. Hopefully he will reprise his role. Well, not reprise. Hopefully he'll get to play Blade for us in like a team-up film or something like that. Like Midnight Suns. But Blade just looks like it ain't working out.
I just don't get why it's having all this trouble. Like, I get it, they don't want to shit out a bad film, but at the same time, it's like, you've had so long to find the right people to make this film and put it together.
Yeah.
I don't know, I've never made a film before, so I don't know what it's like. But come on, you kind of had an idea.
In terms of film, not saying we could do it, Blade's an easy concept. It's an easy concept.
It is, but I guess they want to do something where it's not the same again.
Yeah, and they want to, make it different from the early, the late 90s films as well. I get that. But all this news is just getting me to that stage where it's like, I love Mahershala Ali. I think he's a great actor. My excitement for this film is just going down and down and down. And when they eventually do get cameras rolling, is it going to be, they're just contractually obligated to, because they've had him tied to it for so long? Mahershala Ali's attorney came out and said they signed this deal 5 years ago, and they still haven't got cameras rolling. He says he's never known anything so bizarre in his life. And it is bizarre. 5 years ago. Last time I can think of an actor signing onto a project was, which took forever to come out, was definitely Dwayne Johnson signing on to Black Adam. He signed on to play Black Adam in 2014. And we got Black Adam in, 22? Back end of 22? So...
yeah.
And that was, that's 8 years, and you can kind of give it a bit of forgiveness there for COVID and stuff like that. But by the time we see Blade, it'll probably be around about the same time frame. 2019, he was brought out on stage at Comic-Con. Just after Avengers Endgame. And we still haven't had Blade.
It's mismanagement. It's just... I think at least, with what happened with the Marvel movies afterwards, and some of the Marvel projects on Disney Plus, it's just really bad mismanagement, and it's like they're trying to fix it now, and it's like Blade is the one that's struggling the most.
Which, I'll ask you, do you think they should just quit?
I'm 50-50.
I want to see this film. I want to see a good version of this film, though. If this comes out and it's bad, it could just damage the brand even more.
Yeah, that's what I think they're probably being very cautious about. It's like, this is why we don't want to shout the film. But it's like, we've invested too much, let's just still make the film. But then you've got that dilemma of, it will, like you said, damage the brand.
I'm just thinking now, is this the first time Marvel Studios by itself has brought out a film that's had one in the past, if you know what I mean, like critically acclaimed ones, like they did a Hulk, there was the other Hulk that people were like, they're doing Fantastic Four, the other Fantastic Four films that looked quite favourably on. So I'm just thinking, is this the first time?
I think they're definitely more so than the one they did with Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
The rest of them. Great cast in that film, but all I've heard is just terrible things.
But
I know you use it as a sleeper film, but...
Yeah, you've got to think we've got two really great Blade movies. And Blade Trinity's alright, but we've got two really great ones. And maybe that's what they're struggling with. It's like, we might not be able to make it better than this.
Nah, I think they could, because times change with movies. Like, that's not to say, it's like a film can be better than its original counterpart, if you will, even though it's not like an original story or whatever. But I'm saying I don't know. I don't think they're worried about it not doing well against that Blade film. I just think it's like, do we really want to put out a film that'll just, again, damage the brand? I think that's the main thing.
Yeah. I think they want this to be perfect as well. So, yeah. Anyway, like I say, I don't blame Wesley Snipes in what he's saying. He's having a fun little jab at him. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I don't blame him. It might have been a little bit shitty, like the first time a director got announced to leaving. But we've had 3 directors attached to this film, 5 writers. It was supposed to come out last year, I believe. So, yeah. I don't blame him. Anyway, let's get on to our next topic. The Rock and his 7 Books production have signed a deal with Disney. This is a first pick deal. So So this is a little bit interesting. Obviously, The Rock's worked with Disney before and stuff like that. He's done Jungle Cruise. I'm pretty sure one of his first, like, not his first, but one of his first, like, bigger movies was the one where they go into the alien mountain, whatever the fuck it was. I can't remember the name of it.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Yeah, it was.
I enjoyed it as a kid, but yeah, it was terrible.
He signed a first look deal with Disney. Now, this has got a lot of people saying he is now being pushed closer and closer to that Marvel family. Now, obviously reported maybe about 6 weeks ago that they're considering him to play Apocalypse. I don't think this is anything to do with that. This is obviously just production stuff. He's already close with Disney anyway, and it's The Rock. He doesn't need to, like, move into a camp to be Apocalypse. I'm pretty sure if he wants to be, he could be, and we'll really see his acting chops. I think it's later this year in the Smashing Machine, the Mike biopic. And that's when I'll kind of that's when I'll kind of make my mind up on that. Now, what do you think? He signed a big deal with Disney, a first look deal. You find a lot of actors and their production places are going to different studios. Obviously, Tom Cruise, Warner Brothers, Timothy Chalamet, Warner Brothers. Do you think Disney is now like, right, we need to acquire some in-house talent now?
Maybe. Just because I don't want to shit on The Rock, but I mean...
Because do you know what? I really like him. I do.
But... I like him. I like him, yeah, but I just feel like he's kind of one-dimensional with a lot of the characters he plays. It's just
I think we can't blame him because he has been given the direction and got away with playing himself for so many years. I think, like I said, this end of this year is a true test, I think. And I did really like him in the Pain and Gain. I thought he was great in that.
Wasn't he like the stupid one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. That's not to say I don't like The Rock or I don't like the movies. I'm just a bit like, they need to give him something fresh. They need to give him something new to do because it's getting a little bit stale now. I'm at the point where it's like I'm not really too fussed about, whatever film maybe comes out next for him. But, the Smashing Machine, that seems to be quite interesting to me. Isn't
A24.
Is it an A24?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I'm all on board. As soon as it's like A24 and you've got someone really great tied to it, it's like, yeah, it's going to be a great film. So that's all I'll say to it. Again, it's not his fault that he got sort of typecasted to play himself.
Made a lot of money from doing it. And people were going out to see it as well.
Yeah. I mean, I watched was it the other week? Rampage, and I really enjoyed that. But again, it was just like the same as going to see, I don't know, Sam
Has that got Jeffrey Dean Morgan in it?
I think so, yeah. 1 second.
He's just been in The Boys, and he is Kessler, Negan.
Yes, he is. Sorry, yeah, I don't know why I completely blanked on that. He is. He's a really cringy cowboy. He's terrible in that, but...
What, JDM? No.
It's just unbearable. It's like, you can tell they just got him in this because he can just...
Round about 2017 this came out, wasn't it? If I remember correctly. 2018, 2017. Yeah, so production in 2017. He'd just come on to Walking Dead as Negan, and everyone, people knew Jeffrey Dean Morgan, but even though the show was suffering in that time, I think you remember Halloween 2016, 2017, all people were dressed up as was Negan. It was the men were dressed up as Negan and women were dressed up as Harley Quinn. That were like the theme.
Yeah. And then you got the Suicide Squad and everyone, Joker and Harley Quinn. I don't know, I feel like Harley Quinn is like the go-to for a lot of Halloween costumes every year now.
I think you should do it.
No.
And I'll be...
I go as Deadpool.
I'll be Clayface, but what they refer to him as the on the Arkham Reddit.
Oh, yes.
So yeah, The Rock's making more money. Good for him. Wish him all the best, and hopefully this brings some great original products and projects to Disney that they can really branch out with. Get some more great stuff in that Disney Plus catalogue. So anyway, Deadpool and Wolverine. This film's getting closer and closer, Kyle. And I can't contain my excitement anymore. We worked it out now that The Boys has come out. We have got an episode of The Boys every week up until Deadpool and Wolverine comes out. So that's it now. It's just going to come quicker and quicker. But something that's never happened to Deadpool and hasn't actually happened in the MCU for a long time. Not even Shang-Chi got this because Simu Liu spoke out against some stuff that was happening in China. Deadpool and Wolverine has got a China release. Now, this might not seem like a big thing to you. I don't know if you know about a film getting a China release. China only allows so many foreign films in to the theatres per year over there. And also, last year, China was 23% of the total box office. That's nearly a quarter of the total box office. There was 2021, I believe it was nearly 39% or 33% of the total box office, which is crazy. Now,
34 films they're allowed to have.
Yeah.
Foreign films.
So, with Deadpool and Wolverine getting its release, which Marvel ain't got in a long time, they're finally getting it for Deadpool and Wolverine. We didn't talk about this the other day, but the opening weekend numbers tracking for Deadpool and Wolverine is what? It's going to be released on the same day in China as well. Opening weekend, US domestic alone, is 200 million to 240 million. That's what the projections are. And they're saying they're conservative ones. They're like, these are just like the ones where it's like, alright, it might, this is what it'll probably hit, but it could go beyond that. Add a China release in there, worldwide. This film is probably making 500 million opening weekend, international. That might sound crazy, but if it's coming out on the same day in China, it's coming out everywhere at the same time, it could make 500 million opening weekend. If the film's good, that is. We hear good things about it. The opening weekend's already pretty set now, though, because tickets are poof, gone. So, yeah. And this plays into that thing of, everyone again talking about comic book movie fatigue, and we've said on the channel for a long time, people haven't got comic book movie fatigue. They just want to see good films. And Deadpool and Wolverine looks like it's going to be fantastic.
It's quality fatigue, I find.
Yeah, definitely. Now, you hear this is getting a China release. How much do you're not usually a numbers guy. How much do you think this is making? Not opening weekend now, because we kind of got the projections.
I don't know. You ask me every time, and I have no idea.
Throw a number out there. Throw a number out there. Do you want me to?
$5.
$5. Right.
Give me three projections, and
three
I'll base
projections.
it off of that.
All right. So, Deadpool and Wolverine will make $800 million worldwide overall, 1.1 billion worldwide, or 1.5 billion worldwide overall.
I'm going to say 1.1.
I'm going 1.5.
That is big.
It's big. But that opening weekend, just in the US alone, being nearly 200, will probably end up being about 250 million. Do me a favour, check what Spider-Man No Way Home's opening weekend was. I believe Spider-Man No Way Home was 254, if I'm remembering correctly. It was 250 something or 260. Domestic, US domestic, that is.
Is this worldwide?
No, US domestic.
So I've got dropping 253 million in North America, 587 global, third highest domestic opening of all time.
Yep. Yeah, behind
Yeah.
Endgame and what? Infinity War.
It doesn't say, but I'm pretty sure it probably will be. I'm just getting asked a lot of cookie questions. No, I do not want a cookie.
Cookies?
I'm quite full.
I want a cookie now.
Yeah, no.
So, if this film... Alright, let's just throw this out there then. Do you think...
Was I frozen then for a second? Sorry.
No.
Oh, sweet. It just froze up on mine.
Do you think Deadpool and Wolverine is going to beat Spider-Man No Way Home's box office opening weekend?
No.
You don't think it can beat 253? With the conservative projections being 200 to 240? You don't think it can hit that 250? Maybe just nudge over a bit?
I don't think so, no, because you've got to think the hype for No Way Home was some of the biggest I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, everyone were talking about this film. Everyone was speculating if Toby and Andrew were going to be in it. And, you know, people were crawling, begging for the trailer on the internet.
But this broke that trailer's record.
Yeah. I mean, shit, we don't know, but I don't think it will just because of the fact of
R-rated as well.
R-rating.
Yeah, no, that's a viable, thing to say.
That's probably my only thing is, like, maybe it could meet the match of the hype of Spider-Man, or, at least get people going to the cinema and being excited to go see it. But the thing that's holding it back is definitely the R rating, which, at the same time, it's like, still, this film will do amazing regardless, and I'm glad it has the R rating. It's good we're going out with a bang with these characters. Obviously, I don't think this is the last time we'll see them, but
I think this is the beginning of something completely new.
It could be. I'd like to hope so, but, with what they're planning to do with the MCU, it's a bit up in the air. But I'm glad we're finally getting these two guys in their original costumes, going full at it. And, they've got the R rating, they've got everything backing them up. They've got the director that's really good friends with Ryan Reynolds and understands, and Hugh as well. So, it's great to see that these two wanted to come back. Ryan wanted this, he was getting Hugh to come back. So, yeah.
Yeah. Kyle, can we just, while we're on the topic of Deadpool and Wolverine, can I just show my thing off?
No.
Right, I'll just get it.
Jesus Christ. Such a fucking loser.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Bring his little action figure.
Shut up, mate. You got loads behind you. Wolverine, Days of Future Past, genuine leather jacket, bone claws. I might say this is probably my second best figure. Yeah.
It is pretty groovy from the pictures I've seen, but I would like to see it in person.
You will have to come see it in person.
I will.
Anyway, now that I've done me obligatory hot toy showing off, let's get into our final topic. Kyle, House of the Dragon is finally back. And season 2 has just started today.
Episode 1.
You watched it this morning before you went to work. I've just watched it when I got back from work. I'm going to say, I don't think we can talk about this episode without saying spoilers, so...
Yeah. Full spoilers, let's do it.
Yeah, full spoilers.
Episode's
out. We'll give you a countdown to 20 million, so we'll start now.
20 million.
Alright, 20 million. Right, we're spoiling it.
Sorry, I'm just looking for my Allen key.
Okay.
Get your shit chair.
Nice. So yeah, full spoilers. We're going ahead right now. If you don't leave now and you spoil it, we spoil it for you. Because I'm going to say something pretty big. Right away. You're going to be spoiled. So 3, 2, 1. Holy shit, they cut that kid's head off. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Fucking blood and cheese went in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't lie. I
You
was left.
you never really speak about stuff like this to me unless we're in person or we're doing this.
Yeah,
When we was on the phone earlier, you was like, I've just watched it and
I
whoa.
was shook. I was
Yeah.
shook. I was like, you know, we don't really see anything. You just kind of hear a little.
No, you hear
Yeah,
it. I think hearing it's worse.
yeah. It's
And I'm
just
sorry,
like I
guys, we
think,
kind of started at the end of the episode. But
yeah,
this was the, like
but
the biggest moment, and we just need to get it out there right away.
yeah, I think the part where it sort of like hit me the most was where you just see the little face, and it's just like, oh, they're sleeping, and then just that guy's hand, just like,
Yeah.
and then you're like, oh my god, no, they're gonna do it. They're gonna
Yeah.
do it.
And you just see
Oh,
Helena just pick up her daughter and just leave, and it's just like one tracking shot, just of like
yeah,
straight
it was.
straight into Allison and Cole.
I
Cole, you
was
naughty
shocked.
boy.
I was shook. I mean, it's definitely like it's helped cement that. Oh no, Thrones is back with all the violence and the not
Yeah.
that it needs it, but it's like with the shocking scenes and the shocking moments. Game of Thrones is back through the House of the Dragon.
Yeah, and now we're on that even playing field. Obviously, we got Rhaenyra's son getting absolutely chomped on last season.
End of last season.
Yeah, Jace, was it? No, that's the older one.
Luke.
Luke, Lucerys. Getting absolutely chomped on. Now that the blacks have done this to the greens, we are on that even playing field of like, last season was like,
Oh yeah,
alright,
like
the war started, but now it's going to be both sides just want to go at each other.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, no, it was brutal. I think as well, like they really sort of hammer the impact for me when obviously when Luke dies. There's not really a time to flesh that through. I watched like a recap just before I watched the episode because I woke up. I got up like right away. I woke up. I got Now TV on my TV, and I ordered some food because I was like, fuck this. I just want to get this episode down me, get this over with. So I watched the recap. I was waiting for my food. Watched the episode, and yeah, I can't lie, I was feeling a bit not like I was gonna cry, but I was like, oh, that's really emotionally sad. I was like, oh, I feel
Yeah.
really like sad.
yeah,
She's
because now it's
mourning.
going to be kind of hard to pick a side. Because I would say I was definitely Team Black. Rhaenyra, Daemon, I was like, fuck the Greens. But now I'm like, because we don't hear what Daemon said to Blood and Cheese. He just, he goes, what if we don't find Aemond? And it just cuts away and it's like, well, did Daemon tell him? Just kill any Targaryen in there, or
Well, no, it seems very targeted.
a son for a son,
Yeah.
which is the name of the episode. Which when I saw that, I was like, I know what's happening.
I didn't look at that. Because I'm glad I didn't because I would have had an idea.
Yeah.
But, I love going into this blind. I'm so glad I've not watched anything with the trailers and stuff. It's nice to just jump back into
Yeah.
it. Like I haven't really sort of left it. I'm so lucky in myself that I don't know anything about the Dance of the Dragons. I know you watched all the stuff before when House of
Before we even
Game
knew
of
House of the
Thrones.
Dragon was a thing,
Yeah.
I used to love going in and just finding out all the history of Game of Thrones because I love that shit. And then it's like, oh, we're getting a show on this, and it's like,
I don't
Alright.
know why I didn't. I don't know why I didn't though. I'm with you. I really like to go
Yeah.
into the lore of it. Like it's been really difficult for me to resist going and looking at the Dune lore. I'm like trying to go back and make sure I don't hit
Are you waiting
anything
until
that's in
Messiah?
the future. I'm waiting till Messiah. Yeah,
yeah,
Messiah, and then I will look at whatever. But it's the same with this. Like I don't want to look at anything now till this show's over. I think
Yeah.
once the show is done, I think maybe I will be a bit more open to looking back at the other lore, just because I've had like a nice chunk of it in visually seeing it as a show. I want there to be Robert Rebellion as well, even though I know the events of
Yeah.
it. But that would make a sweet little mini series.
Robert's Rebellion would be pretty cool.
It
Battle
would.
of the Trident, that's what I want. Now,
Yeah.
obviously, we come back in, we start the episode, and it's feeling very Game of Thronesy, and then that Stark theme plays.
Can I just say, when that Stark theme played, I was like, oh,
Yeah,
I'm getting
it
a
gets
bit
me every
nostalgic.
time. You know, sometimes when I'm putting our videos together and stuff like that, I will listen to the Stark theme, and it's just one that.
I just have like such great memories of it.
Yeah,
When just of watching Game of Thrones and how much I loved it when I first watched it. But it's at the same time, it's so sad because there's all these sad moments related to that
that
theme.
theme. Yeah.
Yeah, so
What do you think?
it was nice.
What do you think of Cregan Stark?
Pretty cool. Yeah, it's nice
Got
to
ice
see
on his back. It's like I've never seen.
ice, yeah.
I've never seen anybody ready to swing ice around. I thought it was just a ceremonial sword, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Nah, I'm taking it to a wall, and I'm gonna swing this motherfucker around."
Yeah. It was nice to see the wall. It was
interesting
nice to
what he
see...
said. He said the dragons wouldn't go beyond the wall,
Yeah.
which were pretty cool.
Yeah, no, there's again, it's annoying because the way that obviously Game of Thrones ended, we have all this build up and the hype, and it's like, what's beyond the wall then? And it's like death. And it unfortunately, with how Game of Thrones season 8 ended,
It's like it wasn't death; it was just a professional javelin thrower.
but yeah, it was. Again, I still think that the weight that they have in these moments, and they sort of, showing the wall, showing Winterfell, it doesn't deteriorate my love for this or the franchise as a whole, despite the ending, But at the end of the day, what can we do?
It's the journey of Game of Thrones that I like. Even though it might have not gone to where we wanted it to go, I can still go back and watch it because there's fantastic episodes in it, and I will never be, not watch something now because it's still got fantastic episodes. Another heartbreaking scene for me was, well, two actually. She finds Lucerys' dragon's wing, which I believe is Arax, his dragon. I think so. So this is it now. Kyle is Google extraordinaire. He can find out all the stuff. But I think the most...
You distracted me then. I put
Sorry.
House of the Throne.
But, well, obviously the most heartbreaking thing is when a child gets its head cut off in front of its mother. But the second most heartbreaking thing to me is when Jace he comes back to his mother and he's trying to keep his composure, and he's like, telling her about all the houses that are coming to rally to their side, and he's still trying to be professional about it. I thought, that scene were a bit tough to watch as well.
Yeah, that was the bit where I sort of was like, oh shit, that is incredibly sad. But yeah, that's just when it sort of hit home for me. It's like, oh fuck, he's lost a brother, she's lost a son. Yeah, it's fucking rough, man.
Do you know what though? I am kind of find myself agreeing with Daemon when he's like, he wants to take Rhaenys' dragon Meleys and his dragon Caraxes, and he's like, you and me right now, let's go take out Vhagar. Our dragons can do it together. We can't do it alone. Yeah, that's what they should do.
Well, we might get it. I know that there's a lot of dragon combat.
Yeah, dragon on dragon action.
Yeah.
Which is Kyle's favourite Pornhub search.
Yeah.
So, first episode back, after a 2-year layoff, what would you rate
it? It was great. It was a nice introduction back into it.
A nice strong start, and it set us up now for war.
But it just kind of flows us in at the same time.
We have been set up for war now. And that's what I'm like, okay.
Yeah. I think... I'll give it a solid 9.
I'm going to give it a solid 8.5. Because I know what's to come more, and it's like, all right, let's get into this now. But yeah, it has done anything, it has excited me for the rest of the season. And Game of Thrones is kind of not guilty of that. It's what they do well is their first episodes and their last episodes of the season are very much like, like the last episode of last season was set us up for this, and it were like, okay, right, this is what's coming now. This is the immediate reaction to that. And it's like, well, we've just killed one of your fucking kids, and now it's gonna be war.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I can't wait. This is gonna carry us through right to August, I believe. So, only 8 episodes this season, but they wanted to spend more VFX on dragons. I get that. Understandable.
Yeah, I'm really excited as well because I'm actually watching I'm going to be watching the first season again. Obviously, I watched Game of Thrones with Zara, and we really enjoyed that. I really loved going to see it again. And now with this, we wanted to watch House of the Dragon, but we wanted to wait until this season was out, or at least coming out. So we're going to go back and watch that. So I'm just excited to go back and watch it. It's like my first sort of rewatch for this show.
Nice.
Yeah, probably going to be many to come.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. But yeah, House of the Dragon Season 2 seems so weird to say that we're here and it's happening. But yeah, it's a good time to... We've got some good TV on right now. This, The Boys. Have you seen how bad The Boys has been getting review bombed?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, wait, you've only just found out they're speaking about you. It took you 4 seasons to realise they're speaking about you. Anyway, I think that will do us for today. Guys, remember, like, subscribe, make YouTube our job, because then we can get Kyle a Wolverine hot toy. So if you care about Kyle, which we all do, pay Kyle's bills, please. So yeah, cool. Anyway, right, thanks for watching, guys. We have been Movies and Beyond. Let us know what you thought of today's show. What were your favourite topic? Did you like it when I got my hot toys out? I love it when I get my hot toys out. Let me know if you want a hot toys video. Me and Kyle will both do separate videos on our collections. Is that something you're up for?
Sure, we could do it.
Yeah, we could.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Thanks for watching, guys, and we will see you. Let's say Wednesday.
Potentially Wednesday. Yeah, I've got the Last Stand video in the works.
Yeah, Last Stand video in the works. We had a lot of fun filming it. We just riffed. Usually we're filming, it's about 15 minutes, and Kyle can take it down to about 10. 9 minutes. We filmed for 25 minutes just talking absolute bollocks.
Yeah, it's a lot of raft to me go through, but new setup, it's going to make it a hell of a lot easier. I am going to sort of get it complete, but I want to put a bit more to it. I want to do some new stuff now that I have the ability to.
Time frame? What are we saying? This week, some point?
Yeah, potentially. Yeah. I mean, shit, it might even be ready sort of Wednesday evening, but it depends if we're filming. If we've got a show on Wednesday, we'll do the show and then we'll release the video maybe over the weekend.
Thursday, maybe.
Potentially. I think weekend's probably a good shot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Thanks for watching, guys. And we will see you in the next one.